Hello everybody, thank you for coming back to the Earthstar Tribrid channel. I'm your host, Earthstar Tribrid. Sorry I was not here last week. It's been a little hectic. I've been a little busy, not with just like work and family stuff. I've also been spring cleaning. That's, I got most of it done. I just got to get a lot of it in bags and, taken away. In the process, I've also been doing a lot of work towards being able to figure out like mysteries and who serial killers might be. So I did a whole bunch of decks to help me. Like I've also organized them in the sense. So obviously you got occupation, health, race, ethnicity, religion, timing. These are all locations, like the continents and then their countries, and they're all in their own little individual piles for that. Plus also over here you have your facial features, transportation, if at all, if they had any type of transportation, people, person, family, a law and order deck, and then we have our age and personality and the physique deck. So this will help me keep a little bit more organized when it comes to getting more descriptions down for everybody. Before I had everything going like one deck's this way, one deck's the other way, just like that. So now it's a lot more organized, plus I got a lot more detail in there. So if at any point in time anybody wants me to go back over any of the ones that I originally did, because I have more detailed index cards, we can always do that. Just leave me a request in the comment section and I can go back over a few other things. So for right now, we're going to be doing two separate channelings. The first one, we're going to kind of finish off on Atlantis. There's a few questions that I wrote down that I wanted to go over. And then after that, we're going to start a new subject completely. So we will be right back to do that. Hold tight. Alright, welcome back guys. Here we go. Is my favorite color red? Is my favorite color blue? Is my favorite animal the cheetah? Is my favorite animal the whale? Show me yes. Now show me no, please. Thank you very much. Did any of the Atlanteans survive the fall of their empire? If so, how and where did they go? So how did they survive? Did they escape? By land? By air? By sea? Just an FYI, guys, like I'm literally hearing the answer in my head, but I like you guys to know the outcome for other answers before I say the right one. So how they survived is by escaping by boat. Where exactly did they go? Did they go to the western side of the hemisphere? The eastern side of the hemisphere? Western side? Now, in your case, do you think that is more of the African side? No, so South America. Okay, so the Americas. Alright, so they went towards the Americas side. Is that because it wasn't heavily populated like the rest of the world? Yes. Okay. Are there any historically accurate civilizations that are direct descendants of the Atlanteans? Yes. If so, who? Mayans? Aztecs? Incas, Native Americans, all Native Americans? No, just some. Did they go to, what part of the Americas did they go to? Did they go to South America? No, they went to North America. So South America was already inhabited. Was North America inhabited? What was more inhabited, North or South America? North? South. So South America was more inhabited than North America. So when they came about, did they go towards the southern part of North America? Or the northern part of North America? Southern part of North America. Did they also go to Central America? Central? No, just North America. Okay. The southern North America, southern part of North America? Okay. Did they at all go to Australia? Yes, they did. Did they go to any of the other islands of the sea? Hawaii? They went to Hawaii. Would it be any islands in the Atlantic Sea? Would it be in the Pacific? Okay, so they went towards, so they tried to keep, alright, so basically they were trying to like rule the world. Were they trying to rule the world? Were they trying to pull like, not like a Nazi Holocaust thing, but like, you know, they wanted to rule the world. They wanted to rule the world. Okay. And that angered the gods and their deities. And they basically said enough was enough. Got it. Okay. So with the dating system, what dating system did they use to mark their calendars, you know, specifically? Did they use the Olympiads dating system? No. Consuls, astronomical events, significant events, regnal. Regnal? The founding of a city or empire. Okay, so regnal and founding of a city and empire. That's the dating system that they used. Okay. I'm going to have to dive a little bit deeper into question number 3, and we might do like an extra, you know, question for more extensively for question number 3. How many people escaped? Was it in the 10s, 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s? Okay, so we'll do it like this. Okay, so would you say they were in the thousands? Okay. Would you say they were in the millions? No. Thousands? Okay. 100,000s? 90,000? Tell me no until I get to the right answer, okay? 90,000? 80,000? 70,000? 60,000? 50,000? In the 50,000s? Okay, how many ships escaped? 1? Tell me no until I get to the right answer, please. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Are you saying 7? No. 8, 9, 10. Is it more than 10? More than 20? Are you saying more than 20? More than 30? More than 40? So 30, 35? More than 35? Or less than 35? More than? Less than. 34. Tell me no until I get to the right one. 34. 35. 33. So 34 ships carrying up to, or like estimated of 50,000 people. Okay. Did any rulers escape? No, they did not. It was just any royals? Yes, just not the rulers. Okay. So were they mainly commoners? Okay. Did they all escape together, or did they eventually separate and go their different ways? Did they all escape together? They went their separate ways. Yes. Okay. What were their ships made of? Wood? Metal? Combination of both? Some unidentified element? Some non-unidentified element? So there is an unidentified element that they used for their ships. Were their ships similar to the pirate ships we see in the books? No. Were they more sleek? Do they look more like the ships we have today, but with wood? Were they made more of wood or of metal? Wood? Metal. Wow. Okay. So that would mean that they were definitely they were very, very advanced. How advanced would you say they were as a civilization? Would you say, with 1 being not advanced at all and 10 being extremely advanced, like almost overly advanced? What scale would you rate them on? Higher than 5 or lower than 5? Higher? Lower. Higher than 5. 6? Tell me no until I get to the right answer. 6, 7, 8, 9. 10? Would you say 10? Nope, they were at a 9. Okay. So on a scale of 1 to 10, they're a 9 of advancement in civilization. Okay. Okay. So they use the regnal and founding of the city or empire for their dating system. What were they best known for? Philosophy, brutality, agriculture, law and order, military defense, entertainment, technology, medicine, and alchemy. Alright, so they're known for philosophy, agriculture, military defense, technology, medicine, and alchemy. Blech, alchemy. Jesus crackers. Alright. When it comes to the fall of their empire, was it based, like, did their empire fall because somebody invaded and brought them down to the ground? No, it was a like a natural disaster type thing. What elements were involved in the fall of Atlantis? Wind, earth, fire, water. So all elements. Alright, what wind factor? Blizzards, tornadoes, hurricanes. Hurricanes, okay. What earth element? Earthquake, avalanche, landslide, earthquake. Fire, droughts, wildfire, volcano. Droughts and wildfire, earthquakes and hurricanes. Okay. Natural disasters including water, involving water, sorry. Floods, mudslides, waterborne diseases. Snap, waterborne diseases, okay. Outbreaks, a waterborne disease outbreak, okay. Tsunami, yes. So storms would obviously be like hurricanes and stuff. Okay, so, wow, they got a little bit of everything. So the fall of the empire resulted in a pandemic, famine, natural disasters including all elements. Was it an interglacial interglacial is like a warm age, like instead of an ice age it would be like a heat age or something like that. So was it a warm age? Was it an ice age? I just heard that came after. That came after? Okay, ice age came after that. How shortly after that? Was it years after that? Or months? Months? Years? Decades? No, years. So more than 10 years? Less than 10 years. After the warm age, when did the ice age happen? How many years? 1? Tell me no until I get to the right answer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 years. So 7 years after the droughts, the natural disasters, and the famine and stuff, that's when the ice age happened? Okay. Well, we're going to look more into that too. Okay. So was it a full-blown ice age or a mini ice age? Full-blown? Mini. Alright. Pause on that, guys. Hold on a second. Okay, we're back. I had to kind of minimize my pink index cards here. Alrighty. Using the modern day dating system, how long ago was Atlantis? Was it thousands of years ago? Millions of years ago? Thousands? 100,000s? 10,000s? It was 100,000. Alright, well, which one? Tell me no until I get to the right answer. 100? 200. Like, this is going by thousands, by the way. We're going by thousands, but I'm going to shorten it by, going through the hundreds, okay? So, 100, 200, 300. An estimated 300,000 years ago? Are you sure? How is that when it was first established? 300,000 years ago? How long did it last? 300,000 years? Just verifying. So it was thousands of years ago when they first came about. To be accurate, estimated 300,000 years. Okay. In what year did they disappear using the modern day dating system? Yeah, so was it AD? BC. BC. Give me the individual numbers to make up the date in which they disappeared, like they went under. The last year, using the modern day dating system. So it was BC, it was the first number 3. It was the first number 4. Second number 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4,400. What was the third number? 1, 1, 2. So 1. Okay, 441. What was the fourth number? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is it 5? 4415 BC. So 4,415 BC. Was that around Mesopotamian times? Is Atlantis older than Mesopotamia? Is it older than Mesoamerica? Is it older than Mesoamerica? Are they older than the Babylonians? Yeah. Did Lemuria, the land of Mu, actually ever existed? Yes. Okay, that's a topic for another day. Just figured I'd ask real quick. Was Plato's description of Atlantis accurate on the exact location? Yes. Was it one of many locations of Atlantis, the one that he saw? Okay. How many locations did Atlantis have? Is it more than 10? Is it more than 20? More than 10 but less than 20? More than 15? Less than 15? So 10? 11? 11. So they had 11 locations. They have their main home, which was Antarctica. And then they had, so would their main home be included in their locations? Okay, so they had their one main home and then 10 separate locations spread out through the seas, the oceans. Okay. Were they easy to get to? No, because of their defense? Okay. Other than Antarctica, and before they escaped Antarctica, and it was in the height of their empire, exactly how many locations did they have other than their main home, which is Antarctica? 1, 2, 3, 4. So they had 4 locations other than their main home in Antarctica. Okay, so they have 4 locations in the ocean. After that, and they escaped Atlantis, it became 10. They had 6 different locations. Got it. Okay, well, I will ask more questions about that on another day because I gotta go more into that. Like, I gotta think about the questions I want to ask for that. Okay. Is the proposed layout of Atlantis accurate or mere fiction? Is it accurate? Mere fiction. Okay, so it was mere fiction. Like, you know how they say how Atlantis looked with the circles and this, that, and the other, and then, yeah, it's a no. That's mere fiction. If not, what did it look like? I might actually have to... When I wrote that, I wasn't even thinking about the questions I would ask exactly what it would look like. Okay, so I'm going to have to go back and write questions within that question. During the height of the Atlanteans' rule, what did Antarctica look like? Okay, pause 1 second, guys. Hold on. Okay, we're back. Alright, so question I believe we left off was during the height of Atlanteans' rule, what did Antarctica look like? Now, to kind of narrow this down a little bit better, so I won't be kind of all over the place, I wrote down some main areas of Antarctica that we are listed today to give us kind of pointers exactly where Antarctica this is. You know, we're going to be using the hardiness zones, by the way, zones 1 through 13. If you don't know what a hardiness zone is, that's basically where on the map you can plant certain things. And the hardiness zone is basically the temperature of that place. You know, what's the coldest to, like, they're basically where they're coldest at, because depending on how cold it is, depends on how, like on what you can grow for agriculture purposes. All right. So do we have an understanding of how we're using everything? Is there anything that's like confusing for you? No. Okay. So we're going to start with West Antarctica, specifically in the Antarctic Peninsula, Palmer Island. During the height of Atlantis, what zone would they be considered? Zone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Palmer Island would be zone 6, 7, 8, 9. So 6, 7, and 8 for Palmer Island of West Antarctica. 6, 7, 8. Now for most of West Antarctica, where it's by the Ross Sea, Mary Bird Land of West Antarctica, what would the zones be over there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Zone 5, 6, and 7. What about 8? No, 5, 6, and 7. So Marie Bird Land, West Antarctica will be 5, 6, and 7. Okay, so we'll go to the Trans-Antarctic Mountains. Zone 1, 2, 3. Antarctic Mountains will be zones 1 and 2. Okay. Ross Sea, East Antarctica, Victoria Land. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, zone 5, 6, 7, 8. So also for Victoria Land, just like Marie Byrne Land, it's 5, 6, and 7. Trans-Antarctic Mountains will be zones 1 and 2. Antarctic Peninsula was 6, 7, and 8. Alright, so East Antarctica, we'll do the South Pole area first, and then I'll ask about Queen Elizabeth Land. Alright, so South Pole, what were the zones during the height of Atlantis? What were the zones for South Pole? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So South Pole is 6, 7, 8. Queen Elizabeth Land. We'll start with, is it more or less than 5? More than 5? Less than 5. More than 5. Zone 6, 7, 8, 9. Nope, same 5, it's 6, 7, and 8. Alright. So we'll go by the far coastal region of East Antarctica during we'll say, okay, so the northern coastal region of East Antarctica. What are the zones? More than 5? Alright, zone 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Alright, so the northern coastal regions, you're going from zones 6 to zones 11. Did they go to zone 12? 6 through 11. Is that the same for the central coast, eastern coastline of Antarctica? What about the southern coastline? No, southern coastline's different? Alright, southern coastline of East Antarctica. Zone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 4 through 8 for the southern. Alright. Okay. So for the most part, so the highest was zone 11. So in certain areas, it didn't get any colder than 50 degrees. I actually have some other questions exactly how Antarctica looked, but I gotta make up some more cards for that, more like foliage cards. So I'm gonna have to do that next. Alright, so with that, I'm going to go ahead and close out with Atlantis so far. I'm gonna come back eventually for another extended on Atlantis to see exactly what the foliage looked like, the plant life, and the fauna looked like in Antarctica, but I gotta come up with cards for that. And also, what was it, number 3, I wanted to go into exactly what civilizations are direct descendants with Atlanteans. I need to make up some cards for that. So, number 3, and the last one of exactly what Antarctica looked like. Alright. So that is it for the extended of Atlantis for now. I'm going to be making another video here in a few minutes on our very brand new topic of the day. Okay, so see you guys then. Thank you. Like, share, and subscribe, please.